Hi there, Internet Associate. It's Anthony, and I'm here again with my good friend,
Island.
and we are about to react to another. Oh wait, not another episode, but the first episode of Angel, and the title is City of dot dot dot. So, yeah, here we are. We're finally in Angel, the spinoff of Buffy. This is really exciting. Do you have any thoughts, Kylan, before we venture into this?
Um, Couple thoughts. I think this could either be really good or really bad. And I've not really seen any reception for this show, so like I don't know if it's gonna be like a good show. I'm just going in with like no expectations. But I also know that like spin-off shows typically are kind of hit or miss. Like you have some scenarios where you have like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul where they're like where the spin-off but
Arguably
even in that
better.
case, I wouldn't even consider Better Call Saul like I mean it's a spin-off, but like it's not a traditional spin-off, you know?
I mean, it kind of is a traditional spinoff, isn't it? It's a character from the show that wasn't the main character getting a whole show about them, even though it's not. But I guess I know what you're saying, though. It doesn't like follow the same. Like it's not just a continuation
Yeah.
of the timeline.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I feel like I get kind of worried because one thing I'm worried about is like Angel to me, I feel like could have been there are so many moments in Buffy that I feel like could have been like worked out like a lot better if Angel would have been like used a little written a little bit better. Like that
Hmm.
period where he was a villain or where he was the big bad for a little bit.
Yeah.
That to me felt like there were some dull moments for that. There were some points where it didn't feel like there was really a purpose for him to be in this show or doing what he was doing. So I feel like
Or at least in
with a
the
little bit of
episode.
yeah, and not the show, the episode.
Yeah.
So I just feel like with a little bit of like touch ups, because like each season gets better with writing their characters and everything. Like and it shows that they're like setting things up. So like
Hmm.
I was kind of looking forward to them like busting out season 4 and them kind of like working out some more kinks that they had, and then kind of using Angel in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Or using his full potential in the show, I guess I should say.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, it's looking like you're already enjoying season 4 so far, and
Yeah.
I totally understand where you're coming from too. Like with Angel, it's always felt like he maybe was a little bit underutilized in Buffy, or sometimes overutilized in the wrong way, like we talked
Hmm.
about in season 2. But I think it's definitely exciting now to see what they'll be able to do with him, with all the focus on him, and of course the characters around him. And he doesn't have to play like just being the dynamic of being Buffy's boyfriend, but he can be made into his own character. So, and a lot of the same writers are on here. So I think that all at least makes for good indicators of hopefully being able to expect something good. So yeah, and just
It's
for
in good
clarity,
hands.
what do you say?
I said it's in good hands.
Right, exactly. And just for clarity for everyone, I have also seen Angel before as well, just like I've seen Buffy before. But also, just like with Buffy, I initially watched them. I watched them one time all the way through, and here and there I saw a few episodes again. But I definitely don't remember all the details of each episode and what happened. And when you binge, you don't remember the titles or anything. So it's still a lot of this is going to be kind of fresh for me again too. I might remember the big plot points, but I don't remember a lot of the minutia that just happens episode by episode. So I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, this should be fun. Let's go ahead and get into it. Angel season 1, episode 1, City of.
Los Angeles. You see it at night, and it shines. A beacon. People are drawn to it. People and other things.
No. I mean, she was hot here.
Look who it is.
She had, kind of remind me of her. Because, you know, the hair.
I can kind of see the resemblance.
I mean,
Me too. Honestly, when did vampires like start getting the ability to get drunk? Oh yeah, no, that was in Lover's Walk too.
Okay, now that's the Angel we're used to.
Yeah. So he was just faking that whole time.
Yeah.
breath mint?
Dang. I mean, did he do that to get the jump on them, or
Like really?
I don't know. I mean, like he kind of just let him throw her around like that.
I mean, she'll live. Oh snap!
Get away from me.
What's up with people that get saved just wanting to stand around and watch?
Yeah, I'd have been gone as soon as I saw they were fighting.
I would, yeah, especially when I saw they were vampires. It was a pretty epic shot, him walking away. All right, so yeah, could you close your eyes during this intro? I wanted you to be surprised
Oh,
by
yeah.
the cast. Did you notice that you can keep your eyes closed, but did you notice that the vampires looked a little different?
How do you mean different?
Their
Because we might be thinking of different things.
their makeup was just like a little bit different. Like the way the vamp face looked was kind of different. I didn't know if you noticed
I
that.
think that was intentional.
Yeah, like apparently they were at first trying to like give the vampires on Angel a slightly different feel, but I think eventually they just decided against it because people didn't really like it or something.
Well, I like the place. Not much with the view, but it's got a nice back cave sort of an air to it.
Who are you?
People just be walking into Angel's lairs.
Doyle. As it happens, I'm very much human.
That didn't
my
seem
mother's
very
side.
human.
It needs a little sex, is my feeling. So, sure enough, enter the girl. Pretty little blonde thing. Vampire slayer by trade. And our vampire falls madly in love.
This is a really interesting way to
Eventually,
catch
they're
everybody
not-
up if you haven't
they
seen
get fleshy
Buffy.
with one another.
Yeah, definitely.
And the moment he...
Since it is technically a whole different
I guess the
show.
technical term is
Yeah.
perfect.
What if Angel didn't know what he was talking about?
Really?
Home for his crime.
Like, yo, what?
I was there. I already knew.
It's for the
I like
viewers,
that line.
Angel. Yeah, they acknowledged
Tell you
it.
what happens. When was the last time you drank blood?
Buffy.
Left you with a bit of craving, didn't it? Let me tell you something, pal. That craving's gonna grow. And
I do wonder how much better human blood tastes than pig's blood.
Oh, it's probably like Pepsi and Coke.
I bet. Oh, wait, you think one is way better?
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
And that might not be a fair comparison. I'd say like Coke to RC Cola.
I'm saying great splitting migraines that come with pictures, a name, a face.
You heard what he said? He
don't
get
know,
visions.
I just know whoever says them is more powerful than me or you.
Look, high school's over, bud. You gotta make with the grown-up talk now.
It is over.
Why would a woman I've never met even talk to me? I'm not good with people.
That aren't high
Well,
schoolers.
that's the whole point of this little exercise, isn't it? You game?
He needs that jail bait to get his gears going.
Oh my gosh.
He always be just people.
What you say?
Cute little...
I said Angel always be sitting watching people.
Oh yeah. We're standing peering around a corner watching people.
You're talking about...
It's like Spider-Man 1.
That's what I was about to say. When he caught that tray.
Yeah.
That was such the cheesiest shot too. Like they had, he caught everything on the.
What?
It was so cheesy,
You
man.
look sort of down. No, I was looking towards.
He really does not know how to talk to anybody
And you walked.
that's over the age of
Through there.
17.
You don't hit on girls very often, do you? Am I happy? You got 3 hours?
Do I look busy?
Ooh.
That got her attention right there.
I get off at 10.
I don't know. I feel like they about to, but probably not.
I suddenly
Not
feel
have
like
sex, but hooked up.
Did you want to
Oh,
go
yeah.
have a drink or something?
They're not even hooked up.
What you're doing here. Stay the hell away from me, and you tell Russell to leave me alone.
Got him.
Missoula, Montana. You've been to Missoula?
During the depression. My depression. I was depressed there.
I'd be depressed too if I was in Montana. Just kidding.
Lots of open
People
women.
from Montana.
I would not leave that one unattended.
Here, Angel is at a party.
Really.
Thanks.
You're an actor.
No.
That wasn't a question. I'm Oliver.
It's funny because this is kind of what happened to Boreanaz
Tell you, I'm
in real life.
Really?
I'm your manager as soon as you call.
The story is that he got discovered walking his dog,
Wow.
and like an agent or someone saw him.
Things like that.
Cordelia?
Yo, what?
God, Angel?
Nice to see a familiar face.
I didn't know you were in LA. Are you living here?
Yeah.
I mean, I just started it as a way to make some quick cash, and then boom, it was like my life.
Yo, that's crazy. I'm glad that Cordelia's in this show.
Oh yeah.
That makes me happy. Cordelia is always one of my favorite characters in Buffy.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want you to watch the intro. I wanted you to be surprised.
Is that Randall
Russell, you
or
mean?
Russell?
Just call him any
Yeah, that's
name.
Russell.
That's Richard.
Stacy,
Oh,
it's just a creep.
it wasn't.
Oh. If only she had her pepper spray.
Right. Or was able to get it out. Yue.
Yeet. So what, he got in the wrong car? That's like 5 minutes or like 10 seconds he just lost.
Really? Just whipping that thing. You really about to catch up with him. Whoa. Oh.
Nah, they were going right towards each other.
Really? Yeah, they were going. It was like they were playing chicken.
I don't think you're gonna pull that trigger.
He was right.
Good call.
Dang.
Playing things up a little bit when she talked to Angel.
Thanks.
You take milk and sugar?
Yeah.
Because I don't have those things.
Why did you offer?
Really?
I mean, he really does. He talks about it like it's a friend of his. And you don't leave him. He tells you when he's had enough.
He ain't gonna tell Angel that. This man Angel has fought demons and all kinds of monsters. He ain't worried about Russell.
Yeah, he really isn't. Unless Russell has some connection to the occult. But even then, I don't think he'd be scared. Why is he using 3 computers?
He's gotta look, you know, like he's really busy. He's just going back and forth down all these computers. Like you can just open up some different tabs.
That's what I was saying.
This dude really put up 3 computers, like.
Okay, you don't have to be afraid. Hey, look, you're safe here.
Why do you have that?
Ooh. That looks
You knew who I
suspect.
was when you walked in there last night.
Oh. Now that's really scary. You messed that one up. Is this Reginald?
I don't know. I thought you hired him.
Not trusting the right person.
Turned into something. It was the most horrible thing I've ever seen.
Well, you're young.
What? Wow. I guess Russell was a little worse than we thought.
Yeah.
Dang. Dang, he just totally failed.
Yeah, really.
Started in their careers. He knows everyone, and he wants to meet you tonight.
Tonight?
He'll send a limo for you at 8.
This kind of just feels like an apt metaphor for like Hollywood in general. Just somebody waiting to suck you dry and use you.
Guess you've seen a few in your time, yeah?
But it doesn't have your best interests in mind.
Vietnam.
Thank you so much for coming.
I guess that's kind of
But that'll be all, Franklin.
good for Cordelia, though.
We'd like to be alone.
He saw everybody in
What?
that video and was specifically attracted to Cordelia. It's kind of a compliment.
Time up. I'm out in 10 minutes or I'm not coming out.
Wow.
Dang.
That's just keeping it real, I guess.
I'm from Sunnydale. We had our own Hellmouth. I think I know a vampire when I am alone with him in his fortress-like home. And you know, I think I'm just feeling a little lightheaded from
Wow.
hunger. I'm just wacky.
Wow.
And
She was so proud to figure that out until she realized the implications of that.
Means we can skip the formalities.
Ew. He's ugly. He's like the ugliest vampire I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, this dude is disgusting.
You don't know who he is, do you? Oh boy, you're about to get your ass kicked.
Oh, that was awesome. Insaguri. Hey, Angel did tell him to leave.
Dang, and that's their ride. Oh, well.
Oh, he's gonna break in. Oh, dang, that was anticlimactic.
You know, I had a little bit of an accident.
That was so pointless now. It's like if he had waited 60 more seconds.
Yeah.
That was a Xander kind of move.
You put the fear of God in that Russell guy. He's not gonna come looking for
More
me,
like the fear of Angel.
right?
Private investigators that
Oh, there he is right there.
knew his whereabouts.
I believe we've located him.
Should you continue to harass our client, then you'll be forced to bring them into the light of day. A place I'm told that's not all that healthy.
It's a nice little entendre there.
Yeah.
Can you fly?
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Dang. That's a real sick way to kill a vampire.
That was so cool. Oh my goodness, that was so cool.
Guess
The chair hit the
Dang.
ground. He never did.
set up an inter-office meeting at 4 o'clock. Seems we have a new player in town.
Wow. Still hooked on that Buffy crack.
You sure about that? Because there's a girl upstairs who's as happy as can be.
Oh, see, that was like a Buffy style piece of dialogue. Wow.
Corner.
This man looking out on the city like a superhero origin story. All right, so what did you think about the episode?
I'm kind of 50-50 on Angel right now. I mean, but I know the first episode of a show is usually where they start things off and get everything set up. So I wasn't too, some of the things that I was not really a fan of, I wasn't too concerned about. One thing I don't really like that I feel like I'm just gonna have to get used to is, like I said, those transitions. Something about them just, I don't know. It didn't. It's like the one where they did it like right when he drove the car into the gate, and then they just came out right after that. I didn't think that was necessary. It just seemed like they had like a cool. They discovered the transition. It was just like, how many times can we use this in this episode?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like sometimes it feels like, it's a cool effect, so let's just do it. I mean, you know what it kind of puts me in the mind of, even though it came first, but just the whole idea of like stylized transitions, kind of like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul do. You know how they do those time lapses and everything sometimes between scenes. Just in terms of a stylized transition, it kind of put me in the mind of that. So that's I kind of liked it. But I know what you mean. It can feel it could run the risk of being overused. I can understand you not liking it.
No. Also, a lot of like really, really cheesy one-liners. And I don't know. I feel like on Buffy, the one-liners there are a little bit more like, you kind of have to think about them sometimes.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I feel like they can definitely go over your head, but here it just felt like someone who was a fan of Joss Whedon's writing style wrote the one-liners.
Interesting.
There were a lot of like that one where the no mirrors one where Doyle was like, "Have you looked in a mirror?" And then he's like, "Oh, guess you haven't."
Yeah.
Like, all right, we get it.
Right,
Vampires can't look in mirrors anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of, there were a lot of lines like that just kind of fell flat for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What did you think about the "Can You Fly" one? Did you think that was one of those?
That's what I was gonna say. That one was kind of cool. I think that one was the only one I was like, all right, this is a Joss Whedon show right here.
Mm-hmm.
One thing else I was confused about, how are these vampires getting from point A to point B in the daytime? Angel's car is a convertible.
Right.
Like, they established this in Buffy that Spike, to get around, had to be in his blacked out car for him to even be able to like navigate or get anywhere. So I'm confused. Like, were they just like lurking in the shadows and waiting for like time to pass so like a new shadow will pop up?
Waiting for a new shadow to pop up. I'm just imagining like a vampire finding like a moving shadow or something from like a cloud and just trying to stay under it, driving around in the LA traffic like move. And I think in future episodes or reactions, we do acknowledge and talk about how he gets around through the tunnels and stuff. But I still think this is all pretty funny to think about. And it definitely does seem like he spends a little bit more time in some form of sunlight than you would think.
Yeah, some things I did enjoy. I think Cordelia is about to be used a little bit better here than she was on Buffy. I think now she's kind of grown past this antagonist to Xander, and now she's becoming before I felt like her whole identity was her not liking Xander, but now I feel like now that Xander is no longer here, it's gonna be a little bit more focused on things that she has to deal with, you know?
Yeah, makes sense. What did you think about Doyle?
Oh, that's another thing I was gonna say. Doyle was pretty cool. He kind of reminded me of the bartender from Buffy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
With his like his jargon and just the way that he carries himself.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed him.
Yeah, I can see that. You know what I thought would have been cool, but I guess they weren't able to do it. Like they couldn't get the actor or something. But you remember Whistler?
Who's that?
The guy who was in the last like 2 episodes of season 2, or at least the second to last one. Remember, he was with Angel, and he was when Angel was in 1996. I think they flashed back to Angel, and he and Whistler met up and everything. I was thinking it would have been cool if he would have like been in the show somehow, or like would have. But I think they weren't able to get the actor or something, so that's why Doyle was created. I think originally that might have actually been Whistler though, in that role. I'm not sure though. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, and I guess I could also look up facts about the episode and confirm that when we get to that point.
Yeah.
So what did you? So, just overall, what do you think, or how do you feel just about the entire just vibe and tone, look, feel, everything of the show compared to Buffy?
I think it's a show right now, and this is what like I don't dislike first episodes, but first episodes are kind of hard to talk about because like the tone, it's there, but you can see that it's still kind of trying to get its legs and start walking.
Yeah.
Like there's still a lot of things that I feel like are going to have to be worked out at least.
Yeah.
Like, so one question I have is Doyle's role. So Doyle is basically just going to be here to deliver missions and then like act as like comic relief whenever they go on a mission.
Yeah, so far it looks like that's, he said he gets these visions and from the powers that be, and I guess like that way they can use that information to go and save whoever needs to be saved. And yeah, like you said, he's not, I think he mentioned not being trained in combat or anything.
Yeah, not combat ready. Right,
exactly. So yeah, right now that is what it seems like. He, like I said, he kind of reminded me of Xander in some ways, just in the goofy things that he did in some areas of the show. And then I guess also Xander started getting better at combat and everything, but I guess at least Doyle actually has some type of power with these visions and everything. Well, then based off of what you've seen now, I guess so far now, I know before you said it was kind of hard to predict anything since, you just had no idea what to expect. But now do you have any predictions of maybe where this show could be going? What kind of storylines could be happening? Like maybe. Yeah.
I could see right now. I mean, they're definitely going to, I forget what the dude's company was called. Like
Wolfram and Hart.
Yeah, Wolfram and Hart. Yeah. looks like there's gonna definitely be. Looks like they have some like actual power in LA, and it was interesting because that death didn't really seem like a big deal to him.
Yeah, it didn't.
Like seemed like it's just another vampire. So that makes me think there are a plethora of vampires that they, or I mean, other unworldly beings that they like offer services for, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that season 1 is probably going to take us through like all of them and like how he like handles all those people.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, overall, like I think I think I might like the episode a little bit more than you. Not saying you didn't like it, but overall, I am kind of in a similar place to you, though. I definitely think this episode had some of those kind of growing pains of a new show. Like, you know, like some parts where it's like, okay, I understand why this is here and I know it needs to be here, but it feels kind of cringy to watch. Like Doyle being like, so you did this and then you met this girl and then you blah, blah. It's like, yeah, he already knows all this, you know, but it's like the viewers, they have to do that for the viewers, I guess. Or kind of at the end when they kind of, you know, just like set things up in a way. I guess that was kind of a cool scene, you know, with Cordelia and Doyle and Angel, like, we can help people. And then Angel, he like, you game, and then Angel going up on top of the city and like looking down and everything. Like, I'm like, this is all just a little super on the nose and almost corny, but it's like, okay, I guess I still get why it's there, you know. They gotta, you know, kind of, it's gotta be the set off point for the series, since this pretty much was a premise pilot for the most part. So it's like this episode basically established what is to come. And so now I guess moving forward, we can really see what a typical episode of Angel will be more like. So, yeah.
Yeah. One thing I also wanted to mention was like I was saying like before in a Buffy episode we watched, I hate when I feel like I'm being talked down to. Like I really felt and like you were saying, it was for the viewer, but I don't know. I feel like there could have been a way better way to like describe that. Or like disperse that information. And I know you're probably gonna ask me like, how would I have done it? I don't know. I feel like I would have probably played it safe with a flashback, and have that flashback have some kind of psychological effect on Angel. And then like maybe that affects his combat, or as to why he couldn't finish the job the first time.
That's an interesting way to think about it. Like maybe like somehow throughout the episode he was getting flashbacks to that type of stuff that happened to him, but then at some point something happens in the episode and he's able to come to terms with it and be like, well, I've moved on from that and now I'm here in this life to help, here in this city to help people. Obviously that was a very dumbed down basic explanation, but I can understand where you might be going with that. So, something
exactly like that.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. Like, I guess I definitely think that would have been cool. I guess they did it this way. They were like, the thing that sucks about network TV shows is like back then, I guess they just couldn't count on anybody having seen anything. So I definitely think it would have been cool they did it the way you said it, but maybe they just wanted to really dumb it down and just like be like, here,
just
here
make
you
sure
go.
you like really got that backstory in there, so like people aren't watching like, what the heck is going on?
Because I also wonder, and I mean, like, I have no idea if this is the case, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of people that watched Angel that didn't watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer simply because the name was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And they were like, I don't want to watch this show. But then maybe like the show Angel, either they didn't know it was connected or like it just for some reason they were more willing to try it out or check it out. So I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there that saw Angel that didn't see Buffy originally or something.
True.
I guess I can see that happening. I guess I'll go ahead and look up facts now. So here's some facts about the episode. The episode title is a reference to City of Angels, a nickname for Los Angeles. I guess that was pretty obvious. The vampire prosthetics, except for Angels, were a newly created prototype designed for this episode, as the production team wanted to try a darker, scarier look. However, they were unhappy with the effect and soon returned to the Buffy-style vamp faces.
Okay. And I kind of noticed it when I saw Russell. Like, he didn't even look like a vampire to me.
Yeah. He looked like he had, like, what's it called? Like, leprosy or whatever? Like, I don't know. Like, he just looked...
tortured.
Yeah, exactly. In the original script, the scene in which Angel finds Tina's dead body ends with him cradling her, then licking her blood from his fingers. Although creator Joss Whedon claims that moment was the point of the episode, as it shows how Angel is still struggling with his goal of redemption, it was ultimately cut. It was dark enough that he didn't save the girl, says supervising producer Tim Minier. I don't think you needed him licking her dead body. What do you think? Do you think that would have been good?
Yeah, I think it would have been. I think it would have really drove that home. Honestly, if he would have got that taste and then like fought himself to like not drink the rest of it, you know.
Maybe with your whole idea, he was getting the flashbacks and was almost about to drink the blood. Then he got one more final flashback of like, I don't know, Buffy or something that made him come to terms with everything, and he didn't drink the blood. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just up here.
No. Yeah. I definitely see where you're coming from with that. No, I think I would have liked that a little better.
The first draft of the shooting script featured the character of Whistler playing the part of Angel's mentor rather than Doyle. So, yeah, I guess that confirms that. Ooh, here's a goof that was in the episode. As the vampire Russell falls to his death via sunlight, he casts a reflection in the windows of the building he was pushed out of. It's got to be tough to keep note of that every single time there's a vampire, making sure there are no reflections in anything.
Yeah.
When Angel calls Buffy, he dials only 7 numbers, though Sunnydale, situated a couple of hours north of LA, would likely have a different area code, requiring an 11-number dial. So wait, you can dial a number that's in the same area code as you without dialing the area code at all?
Dang. I don't think you can do that with a cell phone.
So maybe just with landlines?
Yeah, with a landline, maybe.
It's some old school stuff. Us Generation Z people don't understand.
Makes me wish I had a landline and
like,
people
really?
to call.
Exactly. It's like there's no point in having that. But it's like now that I know that was the thing, I just wish I could do it for some reason. Like
Yeah,
saving
really.
those 3 letters is such a great thing. Like, ooh, I wish I could not dial the first 3 letters. I mean, numbers. See? Okay. As Angel walks down the alley at the end of the first scene, his reflection can be seen in a puddle. Yeah. And disappears at the end of every opening credits for the rest of the show's duration. They should have edited that out for the opening credits. Oh well. Well, that's going to be it for this one. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. And head on over to Patreon for full uncut reactions to Buffy and Angel weeks ahead of the YouTube schedule. Till next time, I'm Anthony.
That's Kylan.
That's Kylan.
I mean, I'm
You
Kylan.
said that's Kylan. Anyway, all right. See y'all later.